Mistake number one that you have been doing, it is thinking because you are qualified for the job that you will get the job. Is failure to showcase your achievement beyond job description. For example, rather than stating that you are responsible for a team of 10 people, you can write it and say, I planned, arranged, and hosted a team building away day, which resulted in improving communication within the office. And you can see the keywords here: planned, arranged, hosted, improved. Mistake number two that I've seen people doing is overlooking keywords, and that is saying, I'm not interested in what is called ATS game, power words. Power words really show your capability. Today, I am going to take you deep into the mistakes that you are doing as you're applying for a job, and I will highlight 10 job application mistakes that the employers will not get to tell you. They are the ones who keep on saying these mistakes as you do your application, but they don't have the time, effort, and sometimes even the energy to reply to all the applications and tell them each person this is the mistake that you're doing. But today, I am going to unveil these mistakes so that you don't find yourself doing these mistakes anymore. In life, the direction in which you are moving is more important than the speed you are moving with. And to bring it home, especially when it comes to job search, you might have made a mistake, and that means you took the wrong direction and you're going at a very high speed. You keep applying for jobs, doing the same mistake over and over, and you can easily get lost moving at a very high speed. And today I want to correct you so that you can be moving in the right direction, so that even when you double down on the speed, you are actually heading in the right direction. I don't want you to mistake the fact that you have been applying for jobs over and over to feel like they are not jobs. They are actually jobs. The only thing is, how do you take advantage of the opportunities that are there? So that is important for you to know. Mistake number one that you have been doing, it is thinking because you are qualified for the job that you will get the job. What? You might be thinking, I thought that is the reason why I was supposed to get the job. Yes, most people think just because they are qualified for the job that they will get the job. No, you won't just get the job because you're qualified. You need to be able to communicate clearly to the employer that you are qualified and you are capable of doing that job. Now, let me qualify my point by telling you this. I did poll. Actually, it's currently running. I did a poll. It is currently running. Yeah, the L and the R. Currently running on LinkedIn. And I asked people, are you confident in your ability for your CV to sell you? Is your CV doing you justice? And you can see 66% of people said yes. They feel like, yeah, I am qualified. I have a very good CV. It is doing a good job for me. Then the next one will surprise you. Look at this. Have you ever applied for a job that you're qualified for but not receive a response? You can see 95% of people said yes. And what is the problem? The fact that you are qualified for a job, you apply for it, but you don't get any response. There are so many other factors that come along, but I'll tell you this. It is because we assume that we are qualified for the job, so it will be obvious for us to get it. But the thing that you need to do to actually solve this is not to be overconfident and actually take time to prepare as if you're not qualified. It is because we assume that this is an easy one, we will just get it. Just on Sunday, I was in church and people were sharing their testimonies in terms of what has happened for them in the year 2023. One gentleman talked about he had to move jobs, so he started applying for jobs. And there are certain jobs that he was so qualified for, he was even being invited for interviews, and people are telling them, the people are telling him that this job is yours. But unfortunately, he didn't get those jobs. But one which he felt like he's so not qualified for, he really even wasn't thinking about going for that interview that morning. is the one that he got. Why? Because when I'm just thinking, this is my own presumption, probably he did not put as much work preparing for these other interviews because he was confident that he was going to get it. But this other one that he felt he was a little bit not so qualified, he put more time to prepare the application. He put more time to prepare for the interview. He really had to look for evidence and communicate clearly how well he is qualified for the role. And that is the solution. Don't be overconfident. It is good to have the confidence, but make sure you equally prepare hard as if you're not qualified so that you can be able to communicate clearly that you are able to do that job. Mistake number 2 that I've seen people doing is overlooking keywords, and that is saying, I'm not interested in what is called ATS game. Do you know what is ATS? ATS is application tracking system. And let me explain how the ATS work. Most companies nowadays are using the ATS system to help them in easing the recruitment process. Yeah, let me just come closer here. I'll explain this diagram in a short while. So I don't know how many of you have tried to apply for a job and you are taken to their website or their career portal and you have to attach your CV, fill in some questions, and then submit. You are no longer just sending it directly through email. Most of the time, that career portal is using ATS. And ATS, as I've said, it stands for Application Tracking System. So basically what the application tracking system does, number one, it collects all the applications. If you're here with me for the last training, I talked about for a job opening, on average, it will receive about 450 applications. These are a lot of documents to go through. And so to make the work easier, they put it on a software, and this software is able to, you can view the CVs. So the manager or the person who is the admin is able to view the CVs, and then to eliminate a bigger chunk of the CVs of people who are not qualified for that job, they use what we call keywords. So they will filter the CV using certain keywords. So if we are looking for someone to come in and do, for example, accounting for us, there are certain keywords that we need to have. Something like maybe auditing, preparing books, bookkeeping, or budgeting and financial reports. And if your CV does not have these keywords, then it is kicked out. So the ATS will rank those CVs, and instead of a HR or a recruiter going through 140, 150 CVs or 450 CVs, they will just rank and say, let me take a look at the top 10 CVs. And then probably those are the people who are called for an interview. So do not really not assume or ignore the ATS, because that is what can be the key to your next position. So the solution for this is for you to make sure you have keywords, action words, and power words in your CV. Keywords are based on the position that you are applying for or that field. Is it engineering? Is it IT? Is it teaching? Is it customer service? Is it business management? Action words are words that show you are capable. I have the ability to. They show action, not just you're passive. And the power words, I'll talk about the power words shortly. Now, here are examples of leadership keywords for a leadership position. So when you're looking for a position in leadership, probably the kind of keywords they will use to filter the CV will be words like leadership, management, teamwork, communication, problem solving, decision making, innovation, strategy, vision, results. These are just examples. So if you are looking for a leadership position, do you have these words in your CV? So that will really help you to stand out, because if again you don't have these words, you're not going to make it. Another example here, power words. Power words really show your capability. So if you're writing a CV, use power words to show your leadership. Something like the word like achieved, advocated, coached, collaborated, communicated, delegated, directed, empowered, envisioned, facilitated, influenced, initiated, motivated. These words, won, transformed. These are words that will be used to rank your CV. So do you have some of these words if you're looking for a leadership position? I have done an article called The Power Words that you need to have in your CV. I'm going to link it in this video, or just go to our website, that is Career Point Solutions. Just search Power Words. You will see the whole article, and it's where you will see all these lists. I've actually done lists of different power words, keywords, action words, and I've also given examples on how it can appear on your CV, because you're not just listing and putting them in a bullet point. It should be part of the communication that you have in your CV. So hopefully that will be helpful. I'll drop that link and you can be able to get it. Mistake number 3, that the employers will not tell you, is ignoring the power of a cover letter, your silent ally. Most people don't take time to really customize their cover letter for the jobs that they're applying for. So as we start, I want to say this. It is important for you to understand what is the cover letter and what is the purpose that it serves. There's a difference between a cover letter and a CV. Let me try and explain here. So you get a job description, you read through, and you see this is a job that best fits me, and I'm going to apply for this job. So you use a cover letter to communicate to the employer or the recruiter that I am the best candidate. I fit into this position. Hire me or invite me for an interview. By the way, the key message is I'm qualified. Invite me for an interview. I will show you how qualified I am and how I'll be able to come and help you do that job. So that is the purpose of the cover letter. Very focused for that specific job. But your CV, on the other hand, is a bit broad. It's a bit wide. Now explaining all your experiences, your qualifications, your skills, and all that. Unlike a cover letter, which is very focused on one thing. And so I did a poll, just to help. So you will see if you have been participating in most of the polls that I've been putting out there. On WhatsApp. We have a community on WhatsApp, and I asked, do you customize your cover letter every time? 52 people say yes, always, which is quite good. I really like that. 13 sometime, and others rarely. The same poll on LinkedIn, you can see, yes, a bigger majority, 65% always, but the rest, that is about 35%. 24 say sometime, and the others say rarely. And you can see how big that mistake is. By the way, if you want to join our WhatsApp community, I created a link for you to join us. There we go. Please write that down. bit.li/career on WhatsApp. So if you want to join us on WhatsApp, and by the way, if you're here and you're on WhatsApp, give it some thumbs up. Give it some thumbs up. Say yes. So you can see not everybody really customizes their CV, and that would be your unique thing. If you start customizing your CV, your cover letter, that is, if you start customizing your cover letter for every position, you'll be surprised. Now, let me demonstrate to you how you customize it. This is how you do it, If this is the job description and you are looking for this job, you read through and you see, I fit into this job description. I picked a random position. This is an accounting job. And they say some of your responsibilities will be review and establish proper accounting systems, support budget and focusing activities, liaising with internal and external auditors. If you fit into that criteria, then somewhere in your cover letter, you should have a statement that reads like this. I have the ability to review and establish proper accounting systems. In my previous employment at ABC, I was involved liaising with internal and external auditors, such that if someone reads this statement, they're like, yes, this is the kind of person we are looking for. And exactly using, but the magic trick for writing that customized cover letter is using the words straight from the cover letter, from the job description, and using them in your cover letter. That is it. But of course, you're not copy-pasting the whole job description and using it, and rewording. Pick 2 or 3 things that you're good at. You can be able to do that and use it. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. I really appreciate. So where do you get this? Guys, I did this book, The Ultimate Cover Letter Guide. Write this down. You can download and get all these sample cover letters, or you can also get, of course, the structure, why it works and all that. Write this down, careerpoint.co.ke/cover letter. Number 3, how do we solve it? Customize your cover letter for every position. It might feel as if it's a lot of work, but once you get the groove out of it, once you understand that, oh, it's just a matter of using these words, 2, 3, edit, pad, put here, then it becomes easy for you. Mistake number 4, I see people doing, and the employer will not have a chance to tell you, is failure to showcase your achievement beyond job description. So many CVs that I see, probably yours, when you talk about your experience, you're just writing the position you are in, the organization that you are in, and listing down your responsibility. There is a big difference between achievement and responsibility. And this is how I can explain it. You see, responsibility is the roles that someone given that job will do. If you leave and someone else sits on that chair, they will be doing the same responsibilities. So your CV and their CV will just look the same. However, achievements are things that you have done over and above your job description, and they will not be the same as the next person who will sit on that position or the person who was there previously. They are unique to you. And remember, it is what makes you unique rather than what makes you the same with other people that will help you get that job. That is a secret. Do not look at what you have in common, but what is it that you have that is unique? There are 2 structures that I want to share with you how you can be able to write your achievement. Number 1 is using the structure of what specific skill did you use, using a specific skill, carrying out a very specific particular task, and getting a measurable or quantifiable result. So it has those 3 things. Let me give you an example. I can write an achievement on my CV, like using my, for example, I am a digital marketer. I told you I'm a certified digital marketer with Google. And I can use that skill and say in my achievement that using my digital marketing skills, I was able to run an end of year sales campaign, and we were able to collect 300% more leads and converted even more from those leads, about 20%. Okay, that just came out of the head, but you can see I've talked about the particular skill I was using was my digital marketing skills, or I can even be more granular and talk about email marketing or social media marketing skills. What particular activity did I carry out? We ran an email campaign or a social media campaign, or that is the activity that we did. And the result was we got more leads, we converted more. You might be talking about your leadership skills or your problem-solving skills. An achievement would be using my, I'm just saying, programming skills. I was able to create this application that helped to save time, money, and all that. So that is one structure that you can use to be able to write your achievement. The other structure that you can use is what, so what. And these are very similar, very simple formula. For example, rather than stating that you are responsible for a team of 10 people, yeah, people will see that as an achievement. Yes, I was a team leader. I was responsible for 10 people. You can write it and say, I planned, arranged, and hosted a team building away day, which resulted in improving communication within the office. So you can see how just using the formula, what did you do? I arranged, planned, and hosted a team building day. So what? This resulted into improving communication. And you can see the keywords here: planned, arranged, hosted, improved. Those are keywords and action words. And actually what we call action words and power words. Improved, that is something that An employer wants someone who will come in and help them improve. You can also talk about, I implemented a new accounting system. That is the what. So what? Implemented an accounting system for multiple locations, reducing time for customer inquiry. So you can see you're saying what you did and then so what. That adds value. Does it make sense? Are you able to think of something that you did and the result that it gave? Answering what did you do and so what? Try and think about that and see what you can put in your CV. Mistake number 5. Hey, we're going fast and we're in good time, yeah? Incomplete LinkedIn profiles. You miss networking opportunities. If you're on LinkedIn, can you say hi? If you're on LinkedIn, or I moved everybody to YouTube. I know at some point I said, if you're following on LinkedIn, I might not be able to see your comments, so it's easy for you to join me on YouTube. Yes, but let me just know, if you have a profile on LinkedIn, that is one of the powerful job search tools or platforms. It is the greatest, it's the biggest professional networking platform. And unlike your CV, which you only send when there's a job opportunity, and it is only working for you when you are sending it out, your LinkedIn profile guide is a living CV that is working for you. Even now, people are viewing your profile. What are they seeing? Is it selling you? Is it doing a good job for you? Or is it not? Yeah? You need to be able to optimize your LinkedIn profile. And I'm going to give you tips on the things that you need to look at using keywords that we have already said, and also knowing what are some of the key sections that you need to focus on. I have had people who have been able to get jobs. They were not looking for a job, but the job was looking for them. And that happened on LinkedIn. Now, take a look at this. This is a post on LinkedIn I got from Rosaline. I asked her for permission, and she said, yes, go ahead and use it on use it. She said, I posted my very first LinkedIn post to market myself for a job. I was not really sure whether I would eventually have a positive outcome from this, but I kept my head up high. Got called for interviews almost every day last week, and this yielded me a job. Yes, guys, I have a job now, courtesy of LinkedIn. She just marketed herself on LinkedIn, got called for interviews, and she got a job. Can your LinkedIn profile do the same to you? This is a gentleman I helped. It's called Shi Salim. He said, hey, Daniel, I would like to thank you for your LinkedIn profile guide service. After your guidance on how to make my LinkedIn account look more professional, I have now been approached by a potential employer, and I am due for an interview on Wednesday next week. He wasn't looking for the job. The job was looking for him. Needless to say, he got that job. Yeah. So how is your profile on LinkedIn? I'll give you 3 tips, and you can even get a whole LinkedIn profile guide on what to do. I'll share with you shortly how you do that. Number 1, have a professional photo on LinkedIn. This is not the platform for you to have pictures of your cat, dog, sunshine, sunrise, your baby, and all that. Have a professional photo there. Secondly, official names. Just have your first and last name. No pet names, no nicknames, no whatever names. Then from there is the headline, or what I call the tagline. And this is where most people really miss it. If you don't put anything on the headline, it will just show the current position that you're in. It might just show an accountant at Career Point Solutions. Or if you're not working, your last position. Or sometimes even it shows students from University of Nairobi. And so you need to be proactive and write something in your headline. This is the most important aspect of your profile. And I want you to be creative, and I want you to include key terms in that tagline for others to be able to identify you, which industry you're in, and the role that you're playing. Look at this one here. This is a guy called James Eton, and his tagline is award-winning sports psychologist who works with some of the best sports people in the UK. If you are looking for a sports person or psychologist, wouldn't you want to know more about this person just from that tagline? Yes. And that is just scratching the surface. We will have another session where we just dive into LinkedIn. The solution here is to have a professional profile on LinkedIn. Don't let that be a platform where people are just going there and they don't see anything. By the way, several people have told me that I can see a notification that 2, 20, 15 people have been watching my profile or been viewing my profile, but they never contact me. I don't know what they're doing on my profile. Probably they didn't find it so interesting. I've had some people who maybe they were talking with people on they were talking with someone on email. Then the person said, "Oh, I can give you this job. Then can you send me a link to your profile? Can we connect on LinkedIn?" The moment you connect on LinkedIn, the person goes mum because they are not able to see anything that is of value from what you have posted there. So don't let that be you wasting or missing out on opportunities to network just because your profile on LinkedIn is not good. Have we found value? So far, we are halfway. Yeah? Before I go to number 6, are you happy? By the way, let me know in the chat. Are you happy? Are you finding value? Give me some thumbs up. What have you? Are you feeling motivated? Number 1. Are you feeling inspired? Are you seeing some mistakes that you have been doing? Let me know in the chat, just a word or two. I can see Evans here is saying, can't wait to get into the LinkedIn talk. Yeah. Okay. I think some of them, it's my first time to listen live and I have learned many mistakes already. Hi, Daniel. This is helpful. You reviewed my CV and instantly I got a dream job 6 years ago. Thank you. Thank you so much. Whoa. Thank you. Let me ask you, please send me an email about this. Now, I do receive emails where people actually send me testimonials of what has happened to them. It's really empowering. I feel, number 1, good, that I'm doing a good job. I'm helping others. But I also like that because it helps me tell people who are a bit skeptical about CV writing that it works. Today, I commented in the group. There's someone who said that you just need to link up with people. You don't need to revamp your CV and customize your cover letter. Yeah, networking plays a part. But most of us, you and me, we don't have those connections for people to link us up. So what do we have? It is our CV. I normally say, this is a true testimony from my own life. I have been employed 3 times in 3 organizations. And all of them, I didn't know anybody. I was not hooked up by anyone. I just saw an advertisement. I applied. I was called for an interview and I got those jobs. Of course, I did not just apply 3 times. I applied so many times in different places, but I got this job. So, Naomi, thank you for your feedback. Drop me an email, daniel@careerpoint.co.ke. Mistake number 6, sending your CV in the wrong format. Yes, I've seen people sending their CV in the wrong format. I've done another video, but I will still explain. I want to ask, how do you send your CV? Do you send it as PDF? Do you send it as Word? Do you send it on Google Drive? You share? Nowadays, there are so many other places. I have seen people just sending a link. When you're sending it for review, it's okay. I've seen on WhatsApp, someone just sending me a link, someone sending it on WhatsApp, sharing on LinkedIn or on Google Drive. Which is the best format for you to send? And because of time, I might not be able to do all that. I'll just go straight to the thing. Send your CV as PDF. When you send it as Word, most of the time, it will be distorted. Because remember, if you're sending on email, they're just viewing it. And when they are viewing it, depending with the format that you have, it might be distorted and they might not see the true picture of you. If you share it on Google Drive, make sure you give them permission to be able to access. I have also several times someone sending me a link on Google Drive. I try to open, they tell me access denied. So you need to make sure that someone is able to access it. I have seen people sending a CV and they have put a password on it. I try to view it, I can't see it. It needs a password. How many employers do you think will actually call you to tell you, by the way, your CV has a password, give us the password so that we can view it and see if you are qualified? Nah, they won't do that. So the best format to send your CV is to send it as what? Send it as PDF, because that is the format that cannot be corrupted. So that is very important for you to know. So I'm going to go a little bit faster. Yeah. Mistake number 7, sending out too many unnecessary documents. Now, you will be surprised. The instruction should be, take your cover letter, copy and paste it as part of the body of the email, then attach your CV. But I'll tell you, several people send so many documents. I know sometimes it's out of desperation. I'm really looking for a job, so they send your CV, the cover letter, they send the ID number, they send their certificates, they send. And sometimes people just laugh at who sends that. Now, let me show you this. Look at this. These are emails that people have sent to me. These are actual screenshots of people who sent me their, it's a job application. You can see someone here putting in police clearance, marriage certificate, marriage affidavit, Equity Bank. There's a driving license, NSSF, KCB, KCC certificate, birth certificate, first aid, CV, living certificate, ID, baptism certificate. All these things, they're very important to you, but they don't make sense in the job application. They're not helping you. Yeah, stop sending too many documents. And these are not one. Look at another one here. Someone sent me with 15 attachments. Another one here, 17 attachments. Yeah, I've tried just to hide so that you can't identify who they are. But yes, don't send so many of these documents. They don't really help you. The other thing I also want to mention is that some people have thought about it cleverly, and they have one document, their CV, page 1, page 2, then down there they have attached all the certificates. So the document is almost like how many pages? Like 20, 17, 15 pages, because all the documents. So just send the CV. Yeah, only send the CV or follow the instruction of what has been put there. Mistake number 8 is including important information but irrelevant information to your CV. You know what? There's several, there's certain information which is very important to you, but it is irrelevant in the job application process. And this is just a button. Yeah. Postal address, date of birth, ID number, passport number, your religion, driving license, marital status, age, gender, PDAM, all this very important information, but irrelevant in the job application. And sometimes when you list them, I don't know if you have seen a CV that looks like this. I've tried to hide some information. Someone is just listing them down. Name, father's name, birth, marital status, all this, which is good, important information to you, but it is wasting valuable space in the job, in the CV, where you're supposed to be talking about why they should hire you. Remember, there is that which I talked about. It takes about 6 seconds for a hiring manager to decide if they should pick your CV or read through or not. Yeah. I can see everyone saying this gentleman was very seriously, though. Yeah, he was very serious. But imagine, even when that job has been open and you get 10 applications and each application has 17, 15 documents, who's going to go over 170 documents? No, nobody. So avoid that. Mistake number 9, and I say this one, I am very, very sensitive. Exposing your weakness and setting yourself up to fail. You know what happens is sometimes you're so desperate looking for a job, you start saying certain things which are very personal, and you hope they are going to convince or help you get the job. So please don't do this. And I'm going to go through this. I've hidden the identities of these people. Here's the first one. This is someone who was applying for a job. And what I've highlighted, they're saying, also being an orphan by background of a single mother, now deceased, I had to buy a small plot to build a house for my siblings to have somewhere they can call home. Now, yes, you are an orphan. Yes, you were raised by a single mother, but that does not really interpret in terms of your ability to do work. Don't expose your weakness. Here is one. Somebody saying, I am their name from Taita. I am an orphan. My parents died when I was in primary. I was raised by my grandmother. I studied until Form 4. My mean grade was a D. I had a child that depends on me, and he doesn't have a father. I am a father and a mother to my child. I don't know how you can help me with my child. Okay, I want to be sensitive, but you having a child does not tell me how I can help you. You telling me you dropped at Form 4, unless it was a casual job, and that is, again, you don't just go advertising some of these weaknesses. It is true. You can see another one here, Kakamega, I left standard 8. Anyway, it's so depressing. And sometimes you think you are looking for sympathy, but don't expose your weakness. And mistake number 10, I want to finish here and say, using an outdated CV. Most people here are using the CVs that are outdated. And I'm very happy that there was that comment. Someone said we did their CV and they got the job. Just use a professional CV. That is what I will try to say. I'm giving you an opportunity to send us your CV for a free review. Yeah. So I want you to write this down. Just go to careerpoint.co.ke/CV review. Submit your CV. I'll give you feedback on what needs to be done to make the CV professional. I'll also share with you our professional CV writing packages. So there are two things here. The review will give you the feedback, but then we have CV writing packages, and we have 3 of them. A basic package, you get a professional CV and sample cover letter. The cost is about 1,000 to 3,000 Kenya shillings, depending with how much work we need to do on your CV, your level of experience, where you're at. We will tell you. Those who are international, because I can see someone from Zambia, someone from South Africa, in US dollars, it will range between $10 to about $300. You can go for standard, where you get the CV, cover letter, and LinkedIn guide. Kenya shillings, 2,000 to 6,000, or $20 to $60. It depends. Yeah. But we will tell you the specific price when you send us your CV. Advance, you get CV, cover letter, LinkedIn profile guide, and also interview coaching. We coach you. The range, again, about 3,000 to 6,000. We will tell you a specific price if you send us your CV for the review. But I'll tell you this. This is something that works. Look at this email that came from Stanley saying, "You have helped me secure a job in 2 weeks. I have no better words to say. Thank you so much. I knew about you at the right time. I don't regret what I spent for the CV review." Kudos. Yeah, he spent some money and it gave the results. Same to Naomi. She spent some money, she got the results. Here's another one. "I'm grateful for your services and would like to give you feedback. The CV helped me get 5 interviews, 3 finance assistant position and 2 finance officer position. Lucky enough, I managed to secure the finance officer job, which I'm starting in January." This is a long word, but I like sharing because it says, "I'm happy to inform you that after you guys reviewed my resume, I received 3 different calls for interviews within a span of 24 hours. Within a span of 1 week, I attended all the interviews, and fortunate enough, I secured all the 3 jobs. This was after a pregnant search for a job for 1 whole year. I only had the difficult task choosing which one to go for, but eventually I opted for one and politely and professionally declined the other 2. Got 3 jobs, and there's a money back guarantee. If you pay and you don't get exactly what we have said, we will give you the CV, the cover letter, LinkedIn. We will refund your money back. And we are that confident about the service that we are offering you. And for those of you who have already paid, maybe you have taken the CV, you would want to get to the next level. You want to get to the next level in your career. I want to invite you to join what I call the Career Jumpstart Coaching Program. Now, this is a 5-day Jumpstart Coaching Program that is for serious people. If you really want to get to the next level, if you already paid for the CV, maybe you have gotten the job, maybe you are still in the process, I invite you. This is for people who are ready to take their career to the next level. When you join this coaching program, this is what you will get. Number 1, you will have clarity on your career goals. Would you say you're very clear in terms of what you want to achieve in your career? And we will also create a plan for you on how you can be able to achieve them. We'll help you identify and overcome any obstacles that is holding you back. We know what is holding you back. We have seen others, and probably some obstacles are unique to you. We'll help you develop a networking strategy, because in this day and age, of course, building professional relationships plays a very big part. Increase your self-awareness and understand your strengths and weaknesses. And then we have a one-on-one coaching session. Leave alone this training, we'll have a one-on-one coaching session to provide you with accountability and support you to stay motivated and be on track. Now, this is a special offer for those people who are here with me live. I like having a special offer for anyone who is here with me live. For you to get the Jumpstart coaching program, I'll add the CV writing, cover letter, LinkedIn profile guide, and interview coaching. It will only cost you $4,999. You can pay here when we're here live. The till number is 715732. International participants, it's only going to be $49 US. You can convert it to your local, yeah. And if you want to join, let me know. Drop me an email. I'll send you a link on how you can be able to pay using online, and then we will join the program. So look at this email here from a lady called Naomi. She told me, "Hey, Daniel, I am so glad about our paths crossing. This was truly a fortunate event that I needed to secure a long-awaited position. Your coaching was so practical and personal. You walked with me through the entire process of interviews, and I'm glad that I keenly listened to you, because I am now reporting to a global role as of March 1st. Thank you, Daniel, and I hope you will enable more professionals to realize their goal that may be seemingly insurmountable. Asante sana, and be abundantly blessed." This is a lady who got an international job. She's working remotely here in Kenya, but being paid at an international level. And that is the power of coaching. Now, when we do it one-on-one, when we decide to look at what can really work best for you, and I'm there to support you. Join the coaching program. I'm here to answer any questions. I saw a question here. Should you send cover letter in Word or in PDF as well? Now, you need to send the cover letter. You send it as the body of the email. Subject of the email, applying for the position of ABC. Then you attach, you copy and paste the cover letter as the body of the email, so that when someone opens the email, they're reading that cover letter, and then you attach your CV. I think there's one here. Let me try. Before you end the live, please give us a tip on how to pass on interviews. I am attending an interview tomorrow. Other than your videos, I have watched them all. Okay. Quick interview tips. Number one, I normally say it is important for you to think about how you're going to answer the questions in the interview, even before you get to the interview. Is that okay? So just go through the questions. Tell us about yourself. Why should we hire you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Do you have any question for us? And prepare questions in advance. Secondly, I want you to be there early. Don't go late. Because when you go there late, irrespective of how qualified you are for the position, they will not pick you. Personally, if someone is late for an interview, irrespective of how qualified, I don't consider them. Yeah. Another thing, I want you to dress professionally. It works two ways. Number one, when you dress in a suit, if you have one, you will feel very confident about yourself. So that boosts your self-esteem. And also the others will see you as if you're more competent just for dressing on well. Try all you can to boost your confidence. Be able to relax. Think through the questions. Be likable. Actually, people are more likely to pick someone in an interview who is likable than someone who is more competent. And how do you improve your likability? Look at them in their eye. Smile. Make it more of a conversation. Instead of creating the interview to be a question and answer, they ask you answer. They ask, how can you answer it in a conversational tone? Try to have it as a conversation. Should one send CV and cover letter as one document? No. The two serve different purposes. The cover letter is to show you're qualified for that position, and that is the first thing they read when they open the email. And then your CV is a more detailed document about you and your experience. If I have more than one profession and I found a job that is suiting one of the profession, then when writing down my resume, should I mention the other profession or what do I do? Okay, here I would say you can have two CVs for the two different professions. And if they are supplementing one another, then you can have them into one. Mentioning the other, the reason why you should mention or not is by asking yourself a question. Is it going to help me? Is mentioning this other going to improve my chances of getting the job? If no, leave it. What are the conditions that can make an employer end up ghosting you after doing an interview? Okay, I think most people are not so professional to give you feedback if you passed or not. But most of the time is when they have already gotten a candidate and they pick. It is nothing personal. It's not about you. If you are 10 of you or 5 of you in an interview, they picked one, no, even the others were ghosted. Yeah. But there's a formula I can teach you on how to do follow-up. I don't know if I've done the video or an article, but it is in the works on how can you send a thank you note as a follow-up, but at the same time trying to still get in touch with them. And what should you say in the follow-up? Yeah. And the last question, what am I supposed to conduct myself when I'm attending a virtual interview? How are you supposed to conduct yourself? Let me tell you, there's no difference between a virtual interview and a physical interview. The only thing is that you're using technology. So this is what you do. Dress as if you're going for a physical interview. Dress properly. Be ready. The other thing I will tell you to prepare, be in a quiet place. Make sure the technology is okay. Make sure they can see your face. Face the light, not the other way around. Light should not be behind you and such like that. Yeah. I really appreciate you coming in, being part of this conversation. And this is your opportunity. If you want to join me for the coaching program, this is a special offer for those people who are here. Typically, my coaching session would go for about 10,000 for one session, but here I'm giving you 5,000 shillings. That is 4,999. If you are up to it, yes. So just the till number is 715732.